Hey YouTube, Aiden slash just me here with the contra right now. Someone asked for a video about articulations. I'm not going to make a whole one right this moment, but I'm going to give you an exercise that I've been doing lately that has really helped me conceptualize how I should sound and how I should feel playing easy articulations. So, super simple, but of course I'm playing it on this, so it's way harder than it should be. All I do is I put on a metronome at some kind of easy tempo, and I play 8/16 notes on each note, and I just play a major scale. It's that simple. So I'm playing F major scale on this because it's the easy scale. Maybe beforehand, since I have this, I will test myself out since I'm using this tempo. Da 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 da. Just kind of get the idea of the air moving and the articulation not really being a huge part of that, of the air stream. The whole idea behind this is that basically what you're playing is, for me, F major scale in half notes. Etc., etc., etc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All you're really doing is that. And your tongue happens to be moving 8 times in the middle of those 8 notes. There's no separation of the notes. You want them all to touch each other. They all butt up against each other. There's different kinds of articulations, of course. This gets you that idea of the air not stopping, never changing, but the articulation just slightly getting in the way. So let's see if I can do an entire F scale. And I breathe wherever I have to. I'm not trying to play the whole thing in one breath. And just doing that little bit of preparation with the breathing tube and singing just made that 1,000 times easier. I just tried playing this off camera and I just couldn't do it. Of course, it's probably wildly out of tune because I don't have the tuner and the metronome going at the same time because that's my phone. But you get the idea. And of course, do this in all ranges. I'll just do an octave and kind of rest, and then if you do it in the high range, you really got to keep that air moving just a little bit faster as you go higher. If you start to kind of rely on the face and the tongue to make the notes happen, it'll be really obvious very quickly that that's not the right thing to do because it'll sound worse, it'll be harder, you'll probably be out of tempo, etc. If you keep that air moving and keep it thinking that air faster and more direct as you go up, it'll actually be easier. Let's see if I can go higher. The high B flat partial, not super great. That's okay. I don't need to go that much higher. That makes it feel better on my other horns though. And I'll try and kind of go comfortably high. I don't want to tire myself super out. And then of course, you want to go low as well. This is more about keeping that airstream nice and warm and large so the tongue is moving in a slightly different way since you're playing lower. But nothing about the general sense of this changes. Let's check with this again. So the first time I did that, the ball didn't move at all, and then it did for the next 7 counts, the next 7 articulations. It needs to be the same the entire time, or I'm going to have the same problem when I play. Let's give that a shot. I'm going to take way more breaths this time. And I'm starting from the note that I started on the very beginning. gets really hard because I have to breathe so often. Let's do the last few notes over again. Slow air at the beginning, so it didn't get the sound right from the start. Not acceptable. That time was too tense. Woo! It's really hard down there because it's so open on the pedal F partial. Using my new Bruno Tills 2.5. So you guys get the idea? Kind of do that in every range. You don't have to do just major scales. You can do harder stuff. But just kind of make it easy and get that idea of the air not stopping at any point. If you run into trouble, use a breathing tube if you got one. If you don't, play the scale in half notes with no articulation. Just as slow as you possibly can. You get that idea of just the air constantly moving to keep the sound as good as you want it to be the whole time. And then all you have to add in is that articulation. So you guys go, just an easy exercise. That just gets the legato tongue working and kind of just articulations in general. I use this in my warm-up. It's not an articulation for every single occasion. I'll see you guys next time.